the only reason he's here is because he's being killed in his own country. And his own country remove him from his constitution, is, literally killing them, Bukannya macam it's his choice,
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, ada macam bunyi flight attendants flight, yeah. But anyway, guys, today is going to be a very special episode because not only I have one special guest, but I have a powerful duo couple on the show today. Allow me to introduce KL top model, business owner who runs his maintenance and construction company, and also he is the co-founder of Paint the World Malaysia. Give it up for Prince Rahman. Clap.
Okay.
Beside him is the beautiful Aziza Asnizan, who is the founder of Paint the World Malaysia, Miss Tourism Borneo 2022, Youth Icon 2018. Girl, how much longer should I introduce you? But most importantly, she is the youngest Malaysian that has traveled not to 10, not to 20, not even 50, but 50... 90 countries across the globe. Welcome Aziza and welcome Prince.
Thank you so much for
Guys, that has got to be the longest introduction I've ever met on the show. But anyway, how are you guys? How's life?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, how's your life actually? I was going all on the edge. Yeah.
All on the edge for you?
Yes, all on the edge.
Same. I think this is honestly, this year for all of us, because before the pandemic, we were spending a lot of time together. Yeah. I feel like this year is a hustle year for everyone, right?
True.
I know,
you just came back from where?
I went from seeing you everywhere, every day, to seeing
hardly seeing you,
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I'm still, as close friends, I would say that I am so proud of both of you, all of the hustle that you guys have been working for, growing as individual and also as a couple. Kudos, guys. Kudos.
Thank you.
And yeah, so Prince. You go by the name Prince. Okay. I do know your birth name, but we're gonna keep that as a secret. But how does the name Prince came by? What's the story behind that?
All right, so basically how the name came by was that I just want to live like a prince. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
All right, so basically what happened was back in the days I used to go for dance classes. So obviously all of the the dancers, they all had their nicknames.
Mm-hmm.
So I chose the name Prince because I've always I've always wanted to emulate this guy. I love the way he dances. He does locking and popping. Back in the days, I love those.
Okay.
Freestyle, and I love that. So yeah, I told my dance instructor. So she asked me which name, I would say Prince, and everybody started calling me that, and then I got so used to it. Even when I introduced myself, hey, I think Prince is a good name to to stick by. And then I got to the entertainment industry. When I got to uni, my school, everywhere. So yeah.
He can pop some moves after this.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, that's gonna be a special performance for all of you.
Let's see if I see.
That's also everything happens for a reason. There's a story behind it. Even my name as well. Well, those of you who knows me from Instagram, through Instagram, knows that I go by Queen Viviana, but you guys are my close friend. You all know that is not my real name. But it happens when I was in a beauty pageant training back in the Philippines, like you as well.
Yeah.
Your trainer asked you what kind of name you want as your commercial name or as your personal brand. Like me, I was in the early stage of my pageantry and I met this one girl. She's an Indonesian beauty queen. Her name is Ratu. And I think it's quite typical, right?
Oh, her real name is Ratu.
Her real name is Ratu. And I think it's quite typical for Indonesian to have that name as Ratu, Putri, all that.
Putra.
So I figured, okay, I'm just going to translate that into English. So there goes Queen Viviana, although that is not my real name. Now everyone use that name. But for you, right, Prince, I feel like we've become friends for many years and seeing what you does, all that kind of thing. I feel like as a close friend, you embody that name as Prince. A lot of people, especially nowadays, oh, my name is Prince, all just to show off, things like that. To me, it's not just a rank or a status, but for you, literally, you are living by the name of Prince with all the contribution that you have done to your people, to your community. That is why they call him Prince of the People.
Wow.
No,
Yeah,
for
they
real,
do,
for
they
real,
do,
for real.
they
When
do.
when you launched Paint the World Malaysia, literally the news was Prince of the People. Come on, you're just being humble. But yeah, that's a good thing. But
Aladdin.
guys, I forgot to mention one thing. You know why I say these are a special couple? Because it's a perfect duo to me. Because Aziza right here, she is a humanitarian that fights for the rights for the refugee, education, basic rights, jobs, opportunities, things like that. But here comes the interesting thing. On the other hand, Prince himself is a refugee. Talking about plot twists, you guys. Now we want to know. I know, but we, the audience, or for our listener, tell us how your story about becoming a refugee and how did you actually ended up living in Malaysia?
Well, I ended up living in Malaysia because I'm born over here. I'm born over here.
okay.
So, but not many people know about it because the one thing is that many people think if you're a refugee, they are probably like thinking, oh, you are probably like, just took the boat and you got over here. You have been living for a long time. Yes, that's what happened for my parents.
Okay.
They came over here back in the 80s, late 80s. The main reason why they came over here was because of the genocide, like what is it called, mass killing that is going on back in our home country, which is Myanmar.
Myanmar,
And
okay.
obviously they had to find a safer place, and then they came over here, and then that's how they settled down over here.
Right.
And then in Penang, actually.
Oh, it was in Penang?
Correct.
Okay.
So that's where I was born, and my sister was born. And they found a safe ground. They have been here for almost 30 years. So for us, it is just a platform of safety. I mean, when I say platform, means a country of safety for us for the time being, because obviously we cannot be here for long, or as much as we love this country and we have been giving back to the society as much with all the love and the contribution that we trying to give back. In the long run, obviously, we won't be here for a long time.
No.
Obviously, there's laws, there's constitution that doesn't allow us to stay here for long. I mean, not that they don't allow us to stay here for long. Documentation wise, and then legalizing ourselves from refugee to being a Malaysian,
Right.
it's nearly impossible. And it's not. And also one more thing, we are not even it's not even our goal to even to go towards that direction or even asking for it. We are just here and we are very happy to be to be in a safe ground and being able to give back. So we don't know where the next adventure might lead us. Probably
Where life takes you.
yeah,
A what?
Where life takes you.
where life takes. So
Like imagine living, without knowing where you'll be tomorrow. the
Actually,
day
by
after.
right? Okay, it doesn't matter if you're not in Malaysia, maybe you're in a different country, right? Actually, by right, can they actually chase you away from that country?
well.
No.
That based on human rights. Okay, yeah, you can explain.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Yes, please.
Let me.
Okay.
Yeah.
She'll give you all
So I studied international law, and there's this
Girl.
law called non-refoulement,
Okay.
which means no country in the world is allowed to send back refugees to countries where they can be prosecuted when they are sent back. But in his case, he's not even a refugee; he's a stateless because, well, he's both. Because he doesn't have, Myanmar is not his home anyways. They don't consider him as a citizen even in their constitution. So
yeah.
he's not accepted by Myanmar. He's not accepted by Malaysia. So
I'm
he's
still
just
floating.
a citizen of the
Jeez, man.
earth.
Yeah, citizen of the world.
Yeah, that's
Trying to get one.
gosh. So you were born in Malaysia.
Yes,
You
I'm
boleh cakap
born.
Melayu tak? Can you speak?
Boleh, boleh.
His Malay is better than mine. Please.
Yeah, way better than us.
So you
No, I
lahir
can-
kat Malaysia.
I like the Malaysia.
You fasih berbahasa Melayu.
Yeah.
Did you went to public school, Malaysian school? Or?
Tak pergi.
They're not
Tak
allowed.
pergi.
But not allowed?
No. Technically speaking, we are not allowed to go to government schools because obviously it's only for the for those students who
Who have passports.
who have passports, who have documents, or who are from this home country. I mean,
Right.
locals are basically, and then there's no space for us. So what we do is that we go to schools that is catered for refugees, there are NGO schools out there, and I went to this school called Dignity for Children Foundation.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where I completed my primary, secondary. Yeah, primary and secondary education.
I see.
And then I did my SPM and then blah, 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 blah.
Oh, you
and
took
here I
SPM
am.
too?
Yeah, I took SPM. I took SPM, like, as a private candidate. As a Malaysian.
No, but you have to know that they only allowed it at that time. He was
So,
probably the last batch.
At that
Oh.
time, this was back in. See, I did my SPM in 2013. This was like 10 years, a
2013.
decade ago.
Wow,
Damn,
okay.
I feel old. I feel like a fossil now. But yeah, back in the days, they allowed only for that period of time. But now they don't allow anymore. So what happened is that all the refugees, they have to sit for their IGCSE, or basically O levels.
Oh, okay.
No more SPM. So I was the last batch, literally the last batch, because year after that, I have another friend who tried to sit, but he couldn't.
No.
I thought it was just for time being, but until today, because I have quite a number of friends, siblings who wants to do, but they can't.
And how much is SPM again?
Oh my God, SPM was so cheap. It was just like, 150 or 180 for like few subjects. But if you are doing IGCSE, per paper, it can cost you up to 800 ringgit. 800 to 900
Guys, that is
times
so-
how many subjects?
It's
6,
really
7
sad,
subjects?
no?
Or some people even take 10 subjects. That is basically 9,000 ringgit.
And
So,
but
yeah.
that is just for the examination. You basically, as a refugee, you are not allowed to even go for public
Public
schools,
school.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Born in Malaysia, boleh cakap bahasa Melayu, ambil SPM. I pun tak tahu apa nak jadi dah dengan negara ni. But back in 2020 or 2021, when Aziza appointed me as president of Paint the World Malaysia, I thought, I always wanted to do charity. I always, you know that, right? I always wanted to say, how can I help? Especially how can I donate? Because I'm trying to build myself, But she said that, well, you can start volunteer work.
Yeah, be
right?
involved.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I started. And then here you are today.
That's what you did.
Yeah. So back then, masa pandemic, right? Masa tu pandemic. So obviously I thought, okay lah, we have nothing much to do and I wanted to give back to the people. So I thought it's a good way to help the people. And then after that, as time went by, projects after project that we were, and this girl, I'm telling you, she was everywhere. She was all over the world. So I thought, okay, let me try to step in and took that responsibility. At one point, I realized that this is a real responsible. This is real people's life that we're helping, that we're trying to contribute. And then some part along the journey, I realized, okay, there are real issues that are actually happening here, especially with your refugee, right? But you yourself as a refugee, I'm sure there's tons of challenges that you have to face. Tell the word, share it to us, please. Please, if first we already know that it is about no rights, no access for education. But besides that,
Okay, so as a refugee over here, obviously we live in the gray area because there's no documents, there's no proper legalization that that is in black and white to say what we can do and what we cannot do. So that put us in a difficult situation where we constantly asking ourselves, where do we fall and what exactly that we are allowed to do. So now when it comes to difficulties, obviously number one is education. Access to education is very limited. There's not many schools that they can that has education level up to a secondary level.
Yeah.
Most of the NGO school or schools catered for refugees, they are up to primary, max
I
primary, and then there's
see.
only few secondary. And then those schools that has secondary level, what happens is that they have maximum capacity most of the time.
yeah.
Because every child, imagine by the way, there are almost 180 to 200,000 refugees over here.
100?
180 to 200,000. That's that's just I'm just giving a rough figure, but they are also
Are they registered?
not registered. They are registered and also not registered. So I don't know how many unregistered ones are over here. So you see, imagine even if 10% or even no, let's not go far. Just 5% of the children when they go to this kind of schools, you see how many can they accommodate? Cannot. So that's number one. Number two is that job wise,
Yeah.
without proper documentation, Malaysia is it's very systematic, which is great. It's amazing. They have proper system. Everything is in place. But also with that comes restrictions towards us. We cannot apply for jobs. Even if they do, then they first thing they ask they ask about our IC or our passport, which that's basically what refugees do not have. So we cannot be employed. And the third thing is that healthcare, obviously, like, there's always the priorities for the locals and for those who have documents. And then, but then again, thank God there is this UNHCR initiative, which means with the UNHCR initiative, refugees can also get discounts
Okay.
when they get like, if they try to get an exceeding amount of like, healthcare that they need. So yeah, that's that. And well, for myself, I think I've been very fortunate that I managed to complete my education. I guess like, I'm one of the very, very, very fortunate one to be here, right? To be invited right now. I feel very like, I feel very honored. And to represent my community, to speak up to you and to speak to you, and you guys being that projected voice for us. I mean, I've always believed that like, with you guys, with her support, and through you guys, we actually managed to reach out to more people. We are just the voice. You guys are the one who's projecting it.
No, we all are helping each
and-
other. We all are helping
yeah.
each other.
So, and unfortunately, there's also an extreme group of people, which is not majority, minority. They always feel otherwise. They feel like, we are the one who's taking from the country. We're not giving back to the country. We are the one who's like, causing troubles. But there's always a bad apple, right? In
Of course, in everything,
in
everything, yeah.
But you cannot like, generalize. You cannot say like, every, all refugees are like, like this, are like, are bad, are robbers, are like, yeah, just like, simply label them, right? So that is the kind of difficult situation, stigma that we face. And there is no, what is it called? There is no good representation.
Right.
And I'm trying to break that because everybody thinks that, well, most of the people from that community, the extremists, they think that we always cause trouble. But actually, we don't. There's just very few of us.
Yeah. That's. I think that's like the biggest misconception of all, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, there's always a bad apple, like I said.
and actually, there's last year, was it? Yeah. One of the volunteer in Paint the World. It happens that some authority was. What happened back then again?
Which one?
This is this
Which
news.
one?
Whoa.
Too many.
Yeah, there's just too many of them.
Oh my goodness.
For us, it's a normal thing. Yeah, being.
If you're complaining about your life, imagine to those people who do not even have right or access to basic education, primary and secondary school. That's it. And yet you complaining that you cannot wake up at 6 or 7 a.m. to go to school? Count your blessing, guys. Count your blessing. There are people out there who just wants to create a better future for them. There's a lot. Like, I'm sure your parents as well, they're very fortunate to be here, of course, but like,
Very, very.
it would be nicer to actually have access to that. But that actually happens to one of our girls, right? In Paint the World, the volunteer that at 4 or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What happened again?
I think this the authorities just knocked on their house, knocked down, forced them to open the door. Orang tak bertudung masuk, terus apa nama?
Straight away, just crash.
Kacau.
Yeah.
Yeah, harass them.
A lot of harassment happens lah. We do understand because Malaysian cops, their duty is for our safety.
Yeah.
But
I wish they just see it
I
from a
totally-
different side,
I totally respect, they're just doing
Their job,
their
yeah.
job, and I have nothing against that. It's totally cool. But then there's always a time because when you get to someone's house, there are ladies. There are
I think there's a
sisters,
fine
brothers,
line
There's a fine
between-
line, that we shouldn't cross, and then you cannot justify they are foreigners. They are not foreigners, pendatang. Always use the word pendatang.
Pendatang asing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pendatang or party, all
Yeah.
these words, and
I
then
think,
say
yeah.
just not all parties are bad.
Yeah.
Party means pendatang asing. Tanpa izin are bad. So you cannot generalize all of them. So they assume, and then they just break into the house and just assume that you are the bad person.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Sometimes you never
Yeah.
know. Your own people is also
Yeah, I mean,
Parasite.
again, we are not pointing fingers
Yeah,
on anyone,
yeah.
but then again, there's always a fine line that shouldn't be crossed.
I just really condemn the way they treat
Same.
Yeah.
refugees.
That was not right at all.
treating them like they're animals or pests, like memalukan depan orang lain, you
Yeah.
know? Like humans, every human ada marwah,
Correct.
Like you cannot just put just because you you look like a refugee, they put you on the floor under the sun.
They
tak
did
bagi-
that?
So many times.
Yeah.
So
Let's
many
not get
times.
into details.
But yeah, I think that's a very sensitive topic for Malaysia.
Yeah, I mean,
And Malaysian netizens cannot handle these things yet.
No, you know what? This is actually what this platform is about. We are here to to have an open mind to discuss about this kind of issue awareness. Because if not now, then when? If not
Yeah.
us, then who? Gitu.
That is our tagline. By
That
the
is
way.
but
Good
for
one.
real though, that is what this platform is all about. People
Yeah.
need to know about this. And it's okay to be open up. It's okay to be controversial for you to know what is going on with our country. Because before I get involved with Pang the World as well, I don't even know what the means of refugee. I didn't even know what's the difference between refugee and immigrant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
different.
yeah, that's one of the things that we're trying to bring awareness, that we're trying to create, so that our audience and you people who are watching or listening this understand a little bit of our guests' personal life, right? And how do you overcome that? From growing up in Malaysia, dah lah boleh cakap Melayu pula tu. Yet treated like this. How do you overcome all those challenges? But you say you're one of the lucky ones, right?
Yes. I have been very, very fortunate that my parents actually decide to like move to KL back in 2000. And because I was born in Penang, in the construction site actually. So where I used to live before was like just shipping containers. Those were the abandoned shipping containers. So my dad used to work as a what is it called? Blacksmith lah. So coming over here, I mean, I've seen all the hardships that they went through and became very resilient, because at a very young age itself, I've seen my parents, how they how they have not complained. They never say like, how this country is like, not treating us right or like this. Never, not sign a complaint. In fact, they always say like, they've been very blessed and fortunate that they came over here and then they are living in a safe environment. And I have always seen it that way itself. And for me, these kind of difficult things has never really like something that to complain about, but instead to embrace, because at least I don't have the fear of like being prosecuted or like being
Right.
what is it called, being burned alive, because that's what's happening. So,
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, in home country. So over here, how we overcome is that I think the most important thing is surrounding myself with right people. You see, things that you wouldn't know who are the right people until you actually like
Correct.
you be with them for the time being, and then you realize, okay, whether they are helping for your growth or they are actually like just want you to be where you are and like just letting you be there. And over the years, I found quite a number of groups. Most of them never really like were just there, but never really helped me to push me to grow further in life.
Until you found this angel, Aziza.
Exactly. So through over the years, obviously the resilience that I built from my parents and also the group of friends that I had over
Right.
time. And eventually when finding Aziza and being in her circle especially, and I realized that, hey, you know what, I think it's really important
Yeah,
to surround yourself for those who will uplift you
of course. Yeah.
and give you the strength to not complain, but just to to see as a challenge
Right.
and grow in that environment. So yeah, I think that's how I overcome all these challenges. I complain a lot, by the way, but yes,
Okay,
I do
let's
complain.
be honest, it's all our
yeah,
nature.
it's a
We
common thing.
tend
It's a
to
common thing.
complain,
Correct,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
But then the thing is that it's about what you do about that.
Correct.
And complaining is not an issue,
Right.
but not doing about it is the issue. Not doing anything about it is an issue. Not taking action on it is an issue. And what I see in Aziza is that she's the complete opposite of she has one complaint but 10 solutions, 10 ways to solve the problem. And I'm so inspired by that. Like, I'm like, damn, how do you even do this? And she does so many things at the same time, and she does it. She excels in every single thing. By the way, for your
My
information,
gosh.
she's gonna do a PhD soon.
Wow.
Yes, she just got yes.
That's
Oh,
so
sorry.
Wait, what?
She's already doing her PhD.
Oh, you. Wait.
She's
You
already.
did
She
PhD
didn't
now?
tell anyone.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I just bust.
It's hard,
That,
so.
yeah. She's
No,
doing her PhD.
you know what
Yeah,
he said,
exactly.
right? You can excel in everything. So I'm pretty sure
Exactly.
this is just another thing that you do. Yeah.
Inshallah.
Exactly.
This is something just it's just on my
Travels
side.
the world,
Yeah.
excelling in her studies, doing her PhD, and running her own NGO, running
Exactly.
academies, and living the life to the fullest, and
That as
you
a
know?
couple, as a friend, as close friend also, and you say you need to surround yourself with uplifting people, right?
Yeah.
And this is a couple situation. Let me tell you one thing, right? Maybe it's my fault, or maybe it's the people that I surround myself. Very hard for you to have a women empowerment that really means or defines that word, right? But
Yeah.
with this, it's like, I remember one thing you said, clap, don't, was it clap? Clap for your friends, although it is not your season.
Yeah.
Meaning
Yeah.
if it's her year, clap for her, support your friend. If it's your year, then, there's no need for jealousy,
That's
envy,
true.
things like
we'll
that.
be the first one to show up.
Say again?
Exactly, we'll be the first one to show up. Like, in
guys. Like how you
anything.
guys are here
exactly.
today.
Yeah, exactly. Why we are
You
here
always
today.
show up for us
You have
too.
always been, like, you have always been there since day one. And then,
That's
like,
true.
honestly, I wouldn't like. I was just telling her, like, the other day, like, Vivi is one of the very, very few friends. Even when before we started, remember we haven't
Girlfriends,
started our
yeah.
academy. You were the first one. We still have the picture.
I know,
Like,
I
all
have
of us-
that picture. Dude,
Exactly.
I have
The
that.
key.
When you guys are
It's like
signing the
key.
contract.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
exactly. She has been there since day one. I'm like,
How much that has
wow.
grown, right? That's why I
Yeah.
said, as a close friend, I'm really, I love it. I love my friends are amazing. I have better friends than Joel. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But they say our past, oops, maaf you. Our past shaped our future, right? Who we are today is something that has happened in our past. With you, Prince, there is a lot of like inequality that's happening in your past, racism, things like that. How does that affect your relationship with others?
How does that affect the relationship with others? I would think for me, the most straightforward answer would be honestly, it really doesn't until I get to show that. I mean, it is presented in front of me that there's a lot of difference.
Okay.
Obviously, the comparison always goes back behind my head. Like, oh, I wish I had this kind of life. I wish I had that kind of life. But then again, if I had that kind of life, I think that would be easier path for me to not pursue what I'm doing right now. So it does affect me, but
Whatever
I try to,
happens on the outside of the world
Yeah.
is something you cannot control.
I cannot control.
Yeah.
But I think what I really believe is that making the best out of the least that you have is the most important thing that you can do. That really depends on the pressure that you get. The more pressure you get, the more you will feel like, okay, I have to be creative. How do I solve this creatively? Because it's like a budget. Like, when you're given a big project, but then you're giving a small budget. But like if you know it is your own passion project, you will go you will go to the max to maximize the budget that you have in a very creative way to come up with something amazing.
Right.
And that's what I feel like I have been doing, because I'm in that constant pressure. And I'm like, okay, I think I have an out of the box solution. And most of the time I get ideas from her.
That's why you guys complement each other.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
and we come from a very, very, very different world. If you realize, right? Sometimes I just wonder, damn, the irony of me being in a relationship with someone who can basically travel. She have traveled 90 countries, and I
Right.
have never traveled even one. And then she's on the other extreme, and I'm on the other extreme. And but
Please
then
don't cry, Prince. Not now.
exactly, that kind of inspires me. It's yin and yang,
Correct.
yeah,
correct.
I mean, we complement in such a way that I can always push myself, to see I can always be there someday. And the best thing is that I know someone who is doing it, who has done it, and I think it is possible because the precedent is in front of me.
Right.
I'm the one who have done it, and I think I can achieve that too.
So, ladies and gentlemen, in order for you to succeed in life, please choose the right partner.
Whoa.
Relationship advice.
Relationship advice of the day.
Exactly.
And don't just look at the good looking, although we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Okay.
But now, I want to talk a little bit. We've talked about Prince, right? And well, before we move on to the next topic question, diamonds are made out of pressure. One day I'll see you shine. Okay, Amin ya Rab. And credits to your parents as well. You are the eldest son.
No, I'm the second.
Oh, you're the second.
I'm the
The
second.
first is?
I have
I've
an
never seen
elder
it.
sister. I have an elder sister. Me, brother, sister. So it's 5 of us.
5. Wait, the same. I have
Yeah,
5 siblings
exactly.
too. Yeah.
Exactly.
And you know what they say? Okay, I don't know how true this is, but there's a research. I don't know if you can trust this research or not. But apparently, the second child is always the hardworking one, and I see that. I see that in my brother as well. So yeah, things like that. And as for you, Aziza Aznizan, the youngest Malaysian that has traveled to 90 countries across the globe. That's actually an achievement, right?
Yeah, for me, yeah. For me,
You actually remember all 90 countries?
it's 92 countries now.
Ooh, oh, it's a flight.
92. What's the last country you came back from?
Where did I come back from?
Dubai.
No.
It wasn't Dubai, no? India.
Oh yeah, India. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was supposed to go with you, but things
Yeah, we
happen.
were supposed to go together.
But things happen and all that.
She's always in Africa.
We're gonna talk about Africa and all that. But one thing that surprised me or that intrigued me is that this girl, she traveled mostly with only one hand carry suitcase, or sometimes just
God.
backpack.
That's so true.
Yeah, I always tell her, I'm like, I want to go on a trip with you. I want to do backpack. But, God knows that is a lie.
It's one green bag, one black backpack. One green bag, one backpack. And every single time, and I'm like, how do you even you went halfway through the globe, across the globe, and you have traveled with this? Man.
And by the way, this is a relationship goal because Prince always pick and drop her at the airport. That's so nice. That's so nice of you.
Because I'm sorry, because that's the max I can go. I cannot go more beyond that.
God.
But okay.
I cannot just say bye from the airport.
But no, that's very
Yeah.
sweet. That's very sweet. Hopefully it will
We
last
start from there.
soon. But the most interesting part about your journey traveling all across the globe for me was not even about the suitcase. Was it was more like London, Greece, Maldives, whatever it is. She travels to all those places or those countries that the media seems to be portraying that as a unsafe or a dangerous places. Places like Kenya, Mozambique, Uganda. Dude, what the hell? Like, there's a lot of misconception about Africa itself, the countries in African continent itself. But when you got your experience traveling all across the globe, how do you change that? And what's the biggest misconception of all these places?
I think one of the biggest misconceptions that people have is that, first of all, the easiest one, let's say for Malaysians, Africa's dangerous. Without knowing anything, But again, people fear what they don't know. So the only reason why people are scared of Africa or Syria or Iran is probably because they just don't know, literally. I was the same. I didn't know I was also scared. Okay, fine. I was never scared. But
The more you say the place is dangerous, the more she will go.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah.
Let's say my dad. The more my dad was scared of a place, the more I want to go because I was always very annoyed or I want to know the truth always. So when the media says something like, don't go here, when you Google a country and there's a red list, don't travel here. Advice not to travel because
Yeah.
The word is rebellious.
youngest child syndrome. But yeah, I was like, okay, let's see if it's true,
Right.
So I went to, let's say my first dangerous country was Burkina Faso.
Wait, what?
Burkina Faso, it's in West Africa.
Okay.
They speak French there.
Okay.
I
They
went
speak what?
It's French.
French.
Yeah.
Oh, we have one French guy in the studio today.
Bonjour. So I went there and it was really, at the time there was terrorist attacks happening there.
When you were there?
Yes, when I
Girl.
was at Burkina Faso. So I went
Okay.
anyways with my
Okay.
roommates and it was so fun, I just went around, I went for safari, I got chased by ostriches. It was really a fun trip.
Right.
And then, so I was just like, okay, that's it. Now I'm addicted. Now I just have to find out kalau all the other countries are the same. Because the more people I meet from different worlds, the more I realize there's no one who is right. For
Right.
example, if you meet someone from Latin America, they're like, don't go to Asia because the water is not clean lah. There's so many pickpockets on the road lah. It depends where you're from. That's where your knowledge is from. So we think
Right.
Africa's dangerous, but they probably might think we're dangerous.
Right.
You know, we have dengue. Oh my God, so many people I met from all over the world. Like, oh yeah, Malaysia, dengue.
Are you serious?
Or Malaysia Airlines. You know, don't go
Oh,
to
oh.
Malaysia. Malaysia Airline crash just because of the crash, just because of
MH370.
some one news that happened 10 years ago. Or
Right.
then someone will perceive your country as dangerous. So since then, when I started interviewing more people, meeting more people, they say this is dangerous, but we say this, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
for
yeah.
example, like in Africa, I was like, you know, skinny, like a twig, you know? They're like, no one's feeding you, you know? Like, like you know, no boys would like me there, you know, because someone's nodding like that. Kidding. Because, you know, like here, sometimes in Asia, the beauty is stick thin, betul or not? You know?
The beauty is what was it?
Thin, stick thin.
Oh yeah. Oh
You know, kurus.
yeah, man. I am considered what,
petite.
overweight probably. I don't even know.
But you know, in other places, you have to have a bit of meat. you
Yeah.
know. So then I just started realizing nothing is right in this world. There is always one place in the world where A is correct and somewhere A is wrong.
That's interesting
All
perspective.
So
It's all
yeah. The last dangerous country I went to last month was Iran.
Oh, okay.
It was
How was it? How was it?
beautiful.
I thought you
I
would
saw
say
the
it was
pictures.
scary, but you said it was beautiful.
No. Like I think it's quite controversial, like they say on
Okay.
social media. But you know, like the government, obviously everyone in Iran is against the government. So the people that I met, you know, like even the people here, they're macam, they're Shia or Sunni. I don't know, one of those.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
I know is I'm Muslim. I'm Sunni, but like I don't care about the division Sunni Shia. I don't have anything against
Correct.
Sunni or Shia, whatever. I only found out about this when I studied in Qatar. So it was like, and then when I met the people there, I'm like, I'm Sunni. Like, we don't care. We're all
Right.
Islam. But in the media, Iran is like, we only chill with
Do they treat you
Shia.
guys differently if you're Sunni
no,
or?
they were so nice.
I see.
Probably what we hear is what the government does, you know, burn people, this, that. I don't know what happens. But the Iranians themselves, they're so nice. Like I got free bread, I got free breakfast, free lunch, free
Everything
free ride,
free.
everything free. Tourists, we haven't had tourists in Iran for so long. Come,
Oh, that's
come.
so nice.
And they bring me out to eat food. They buy me stuff. And oh my God, they're so nice. And when I talk about Islam, they're like, don't talk about it. We don't care. We just want to spread peace.
wow.
So, you know, like you have to go to the country to find out the actual truth,
Yeah.
you know?
Isn't it really, really sad, like, you know, to see the media
Right.
controls the entire narration of almost every country. Like, for example, like, you know, when I say country, it can be continent also. Example, Africa. They think it's poor, right? They think it's poor. Everybody's living in slum. There's no food, and so much of danger and all these things. But I get to see the other side of the world
Yeah.
through her eyes, and like, you know, through the pictures and through the things that she have lived, and it's so much fun. Look, I'll be very honest with you. I was also like, you know, very like, you know, really African culture is like, you know, I never
That
really
scares you, by the way.
yeah,
Whenever she
yeah.
says she want to go Africa.
Yeah, it kind of really scares me because again, like, you know, the media that I was exposed to, I was like, you know, I've always been thought of like
Now all he
yeah.
vibes to is Afrobeats.
Afrobeats. I'm so into like all these songs,
Right.
and then like the way they dance. Like honestly, even though they don't have everything, but they live as if they're on top of the world. Like, you know, they're surrounded with
amazing.
amazing people, and the hype.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Come on, like, you know, what's it called? The Masaki kids, Masaka kid.
Oh, Masaka kids from
Masaka
Uganda,
kids.
they were
Oh.
amazing.
Yeah, like look at them. Like, you know, the way they dance. Like look at the people at the background.
Wait, yeah.
The one who's hyping you to dance. I think that's what it has to be for everything that we do in life. Like, you know, we should surround ourselves with that kind of people who
Right.
hypes you on even the smallest thing that you do.
Like how we are supporting each other.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, to
Yeah.
be honest, not just that. You know, it's not just Africa, but Africa's one of it.
One
but
of it, correct.
Middle
But
East,
this
you
is
know,
like,
when
Middle
you
East-
say Middle East, people go, oh, bombs,
Bombs,
wars.
terrorists.
Oh, God.
Girl, I was in Dubai living my life. I was like,
Bibi, come to
what do you
Dubai.
guys? What do you guys like? And
Yeah,
then you know,
Oman as
Saudi
well.
people are all like, you live in Saudi. Like, is it okay as a woman to walk out? Is it okay to
What have you heard about Asia? What do they say about Asia?
Asia? Banyak. Like probably there would be like a lot of she-males.
Oh, Shemale. Okay, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay for me. I was like,
yeah. That's right. Yeah.
dengue. malaria.
I don't know that dengue is an issue, but sure.
Yeah.
Exactly. For me,
Yeah.
I was like, when my friends would come visit me, Aziza, what shots do we need for dengue? What do we need for malaria? What do we need vaccination for this, that? Should I bring long sleeve only? You
Yeah.
guys are tropical, kan?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, just
Yeah.
come. But that's the same for me. When I travel, they say I have to take this.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I just travel. Last, I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna travel.
And when we were talking about how she travels to so-called dangerous places, it happened when I was in South Africa. So she gave me a list. Okay, let's do Africa, and these are the places that we're gonna go. So obviously,
You chose the safest.
I mean, no, honestly,
No,
she actually gave me, I think 5 places, right? 5 countries.
Rwanda, Uganda,
Rwanda, Uganda, what else was it?
Malawi. I think.
Yeah, and one of those places, I'm not too sure where was it. So again, like we say, media or something. They told me that, okay, Viviana, are you sure you want to go there? So yeah, I have a girlfriend. She's used to, the two of you are a girl, but it's not safe. And yet she still goes, and here she is alive.
She goes alone. She comes like along in one piece. I'm like,
Yeah,
how do you even
yeah,
make it?
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, but you've been all over the world, seen a lot of things, work, and a lot of courses and things like that. Is this why you started Paint the World? And for those who do not know what is Paint the World, why don't you share a little bit about Paint the World?
Paint the World is an NGO that I set up with my best friend since young, my childhood friend Lika Torikashvili. She's from Georgia. We were both in high school and boarding school in Wales. And we both she was Jewish, I was Muslim. And at that time, Islamophobia was really bad in Europe. So people were pulling hijabs off girls on the
God.
street around Europe at that time. I don't know, some bomb happened probably. I forgot. I try not to focus on these things.
Okay.
But so when I was there, it was really bad. And, Jews and I think Israel and Palestine was at its peak. It's always at its peak. But that time was like,
Worse, eh?
very bad. So we were like, hey, let's unite the world. Let's create an NGO. And our main goal was just to unite youth, basically. So we started it in UK, and then we went to Georgia, and then we did it there. And then I brought it back to Malaysia, my first summer back home. And now it's been 9 years, and Paint the World has become has so many purposes now, not just to unite youth, but to advocate for refugees as well.
But okay, you see, the thing about refugees, right? It's happening globally.
Yeah.
Right. But with all the works that you have done, I want to ask your real opinion. Do you think that maybe one day there will be an end to this? Or perhaps it's just the same cycle, same problem, same thing, just maybe different activists?
I think I have debated this with my professors from United Nations a lot in my master's program and soon in my PhD program. I have been to United Nations, met diplomats, met prime ministers to talk about this issue. But it always ends with depression. It's a really sad topic, to be honest, and people are not realizing how bad it is. Because imagine one day if Malaysia something happens, right? Just say something happens politically, people are going to run from Malaysia. Baru when that happens, they faham what refugee issue is.
How it feels like to be a refugee.
How it feels like. So
To
people
live
have to
home.
see or experience it to understand. But right now, 90% of the world, they don't really care about the other 10% because they don't know what it is. They don't know how it feels like to be a refugee. All they know is why you come here.
Yeah. This is our land. It's not your land.
Exactly. But the land is, I will sound so like dreamy now, but the land is in the Al-Quran, in the Bible, it all says that the land is ours, regardless of how you look, who you pray to,
Color of your skin.
The earth is for us humans. So why, like, these borders that humans put is the main reason why we have refugees and asylum seekers around the world. So unfortunately, people are getting, I would think that the world would be more globalized. Everyone, would be more much, okay, Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, let's become one. But now it's more like makin ketat, the security. It's opposite. People are getting more paranoid with each other, don't want to share resources. Everyone is just...
They're having more systems where they can segregate people.
Exactly.
Where they what?
Segregation
They have more,
is worse.
They are building more systems to encourage segregation. To
Yeah, so from the way it's going now, I don't think it will ever be solved. But unless politicians can probably help making a system for the refugees in these small ways, because all we need is basic rights for them, basic rights to
Correct.
education, for
Healthcare.
health, and work.
Yeah, correct.
Livelihood. That's what we
Right.
call it. Simple, just those three basic things.
But for you, right, as a traveler or a citizen of the world, you have done this amazing, amazing thing. I believe you have created awareness with just your social media platform and also your charity, your NGO, things like that. That's credit for you, right? Kudos.
Thank you.
But as for the public, for us, how do you suggest that we all together work to support the refugee and asylum seeker in Malaysia?
Okay, I'm gonna say something real now. I
Yes,
think
please.
I think being in Sarawak,
We're
you know,
Sarawakian girls.
I had to bring up Sarawak in
Of
this.
course.
I think coming from Sarawak, we have a really different mindset because in Sarawak, you can deny it all you want, but in Sarawak, everyone is one.
Correct.
Si
100%.
ke sa bangsa, si ke sa agama. You know, you can see
Oh.
Christians saying Astaghfirullah. Diba?
Again?
You can see Christians in Sarawak saying Astaghfirullah.
Babe,
You know,
So is it?
I was just
Yeah.
having dinner today and then I got so full. I'm like, Alhamdulillah.
you even know our prayers to makan.
I know what's the prayer. You want me to say?
Exactly. Exactly. This is so normal in Sarawak. But you
Correct.
do not know who is Muslim, who is not. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
You do not know. Our churches and mosques are together.
It's actually side by side,
Yeah.
church and
we
mosque.
share
literally.
parking, we share
Yeah.
we share everything. You know, and everyone is so mixed, you know. And it's not a problem. Macam
Right.
normal. Oh, orang Islam kahwin a Chinese. Okay.
Yeah.
Si tanya pun. No
Correct.
questions.
Yeah,
you
correct.
know? So, but here, it's like, who's your friend? Cina ke Melayu?
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Who are you dating? Melayu or what?
Like, these little things, you know, it shows what kind of, where I think the rest of Malaysia has gone to, like, to that level of segregation is so bad that you have to ask, you know? Even though macam it comes naturally, it just shows macam the system is there.
Yeah.
Segregation is real in this side of the world. And unfortunately, the refugees, they cannot come over to Sarawak, you know? And they have to live in this part where racism, xenophobia happens so much to them.
Right.
Dah lah, they're not Indian or Chinese. They are
Yeah.
others. They get treated worse.
Adoy.
Lain-lain.
And I've seen it with my own eyes.
Hey, but you know what? Before that, right, I used to be line too. Seriously, it was Malay,
Oh, because
Chinese,
you are-
Indian, and because I am,
Yeah.
I don't even know what they consider us back then. But it was Malay, Chinese, India, line. I'm like, mommy, what do I put? Line like what? Because we're not Malay, Chinese, Indian. Line. You see
Okay.
how I'm a Malaysian, guys.
Exactly. I hate that box. Every time I see that box, I get so mad. I'm like, I don't want to tick this.
Boleh tak kita bakar?
I tick semua boleh tak? But yeah, I think really what can help is
Yes.
not even money. We don't want your money. We don't want your materials or your property. But we just want kindness.
Oh,
I think the only thing, seriously,
Understanding.
yeah. Like just macam when you see someone else yang look different walking in Malaysia, smile. Especially those people on social media.
Right.
You have something bad to say, stop typing.
Yeah.
Don't even click enter.
yeah.
Don't even lift your fingers to write something. Just keep it to yourself. Say astaghfirullah, like please. And just continue your life. You know,
Yeah.
like because I see comments of netizens, like, you know, and how it affects him. He's not a bad person.
He is
Just because
not.
he
He's
doesn't
not.
have a passport, a paper, why are people calling him so many names that I can't even say? Like I cry reading the comments because I'm like, what did he do?
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
his it's not his problem. The passport, it's like he cannot. It's just cannot. You know? Like it's not his fault. So people are calling him names, animals, throwing things at him, like harassing him, like. It just like, can you just be nice? That's
Yeah.
it. Like when I travel, the countries I like the most is when people are nice.
Correct.
Not skyscrapers, when people are nice. You know? Like Jamaica, for example, the Caribbeans, you come, everyone welcomes you like family, even though they don't have skyscrapers like us. They don't have, you know, like a lot of facilities like we do. But the people is what makes the country amazing.
At the end of the day, I think the only thing I think at the end of the day that you can bring back is the experience of kindness. That's the one thing that you will always speak for the rest of your life. Like, you remember the time that I went over here. It's not the skyscrapers. It's not like, the nice beaches. Okay, that is part of the story. But the other part of the story, like, that you will always remember is I remember the time, like, we got treated this way. Like, we were welcomed this way, and like, we get to see the whole place, and then made us feel like, as
For
if
example,
we are
you
part
in
of
South
that place.
Africa.
Yeah, I went there, and I would like to thank Abdullah and Laila. You guys welcomed me and the crew to your family. It's
Exactly.
amazing, and I think I left
You
pieces of
remember
my
that.
heart in South
You
Africa.
see,
Creates
that is
impression.
evidence.
Yeah.
It's the people,
It's
kan?
the people that makes
Yeah.
the
So
Oh, guys, I'm gonna cry, man.
But I mean, honestly, to make Malaysia an actual first world country, all you need is to be nice, And also Sunnah Nabi, what? And also, I'm sure in Christianity, smiling is pahala, what? It's a Sunnah.
Yeah.
What's so hard with smiling, Especially the refugees from the Rohingyan refugees, they're Muslims. So you have to treat them like brothers and sisters. So why are you being such hypocrites? Especially the online warriors. Geram.
Yeah, this like I said, like those minorities of people that always have that extreme opinion.
I mean, if you can't be nice, just
Well,
Exactly.
Don't do anything.
Nabi
I-
Muhammad was a refugee himself,
Oh, really?
Running from Mecca to Medina. And
I
people,
see.
because of the people, welcome him so nicely, So we should be the same, And we should know that the only reason he's here is because he's being killed in his own country. And his own country remove him from his constitution, is, literally killing them,
We-
Bukannya macam it's his choice,
right.
I believe that we are here for a safe time, but not for a long time. People always say we are here for a good time, but actually no, we are here for a safe time. Because where we come from, we are actually going through all these things. My parents have lived through all the horrifying experiences. They have witnessed their family members, their friends being killed in a very extreme way. And then when they say about this kind of thing, they just makes us those
Right.
who are born over here, makes us feel that we are very blessed to be here.
And
So
I
we are
think-
very fortunate to be safe over here, although we wouldn't be here for a long time. But many people over here think that we will take over. There's this major misconception that we're gonna take over the country. We're gonna run the country. There'll be another major race that will be with the three main races: Chinese, Malay, Indian. There'll be next one.
I didn't want to sound so educational, but studies show that if Malaysia recognizes refugees as citizens,
Okay.
it is actually a positive impact on our economy.
Oh.
Studies and
Studies
research
show.
has proven it. Just laying it out there.
Yeah.
It's not me. It's the statistics.
Yeah,
It's proven.
statistics.
Hopefully,
We
yeah.
are not
Hopefully. I
we've
mean,
never asked for it, and then, like I said, all this misconception has always been there, not because of what we say. Those who are those who are wise say, but those probably on the other extreme, asking for things that we are not supposed to be asking. And because of their opinion, those people who are innocent, being affected, being questioned, being being harassed.
But
So-
I'm very proud to be Sarawakian.
yeah.
Like
Same.
extremely.
Lagi hidup. Lagi
Lagi
nyala.
gelap.
Lagi hidup bagaimana?
Lagi
Lagi lapar lagi nyala. Nampak tak dah lama tak balik Sarawak. But okay, yeah. Well, hopefully, with whatever that the work that you both has been doing so far, right? We will create a better future opportunity for the children, like how you guys are doing. And you both, now I want to know this. What was your first impression when you both met each other and with the project, the NGO that you both are working with together, right? Did you started Paint the World, right?
Yeah.
But there's a project under Paint the World, which is
United World
United World
Academy.
Academy.
that you both are working together, right?
Yes.
What inspired you both to work together? For him, I know it's like him like inspired just by the way you live your life and things like that.
Yeah.
But for you, here's a personal question actually. Let me just start with this, right? How long have you guys been dating?
Oh my god, you're asking me. Why are you guys looking at me? Why is it always the bad? And maybe don't get the exact
Stop
answer,
talking
then
and start
I get into
answering.
trouble. I think almost 3 years.
Is that correct?
Right? Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Yes, it's correct.
Okay,
Alright,
so
thank God.
3 years, for you, right? When I first started to become friends with the both of you, especially you were friends with my ex-boyfriend at the time, right? You
Oh,
guys were-
yeah. We did quite. Yeah, we did shit.
You guys were modeling together,
Yeah.
KL top model, things like that, right? And you, Princess of Polynesia, daddy's girl, you have this whole life in front of you. You have a very comfortable life, but yet you're also very independent. I'm just curious, like what makes you attracted to Prince? But furthermore, I just want to know, most importantly, what makes you committed to your relationship with Prince? I know from his side, but I want to know from your side.
I think I hope my parents
Now
are
I'm
not watching
listening.
this.
All right, it's my turn now. I'm just kidding.
Is it okay if I talk about it? But I think growing up in different parts of the world, I've been dating not so many. I've been just dating a few guys. I
Okay.
can count on half a finger. Half a hand, sorry.
We
God.
need to
I
have a
better say the
chat.
right thing.
We need to have a chat after this.
Okay.
I didn't know about that. Just kidding.
But I think dating all sounds so many. I just don't want to make it sound.
Okay.
Having experience other nationalities, but of all very comfortable backgrounds. Alhamdulillah, they were very comfortable. So I think living a luxurious life was very normal at that point because that's just the norm already after you have.
That was your normal life, yeah. So.
Yeah. So it felt different. I could see the differences when I met him. I think in terms of his hands were rough, not just physically. Not just
Rough.
physically, but
No, it's just like
metaphorically.
Okay.
You know,
Sorry.
He is very independent. He can fix bulbs.
Yeah. He came and fixed my AC the other day. Yeah.
If I spill something, he would be, okay, ambil lap terus. He would, in public, anywhere, it's like for him, like it's different. The care is different. It hits different. But with rich boys, it's more like, I did something wrong. I'll buy you a necklace. Swarovski, here you go. I love that. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, sure. Well, it's fun, that's true.
But it's different. For example,
correct,
if you spill stuff on their pants, they'll be like, oh, I'll send it to dry cleaning.
Yeah.
But this guy will be like,
Oh, wow.
DIY.
he knows more than me about he teaches me so many things in life. Like I learned how to eat so many food, and I think just life is so different. I felt like I've just seen a whole other world that
That's
I have
amazing.
never had, and it was fun. When we first started dating, he had a motorcycle. I remember that.
You actually ride his bike
Yeah,
together, right?
it was my first time.
I'm
on a
like,
motorbike. I sound
okay,
so
yeah.
bougie, but no, seriously, in my baju kurung, I was sitting sideways going around KL, going to
Being stopped by the
Parliament.
cops, why are you just sitting sideways? You have to sit straight. Then they're like,
But it was my first time. I felt like Lizzie McGuire in Rome, but KL, passing my KLCC. It was so
so
fun.
cute.
My
Yeah,
first
that's so
time
cute.
going to Mama's and stuff. It was all with him,
That's amazing.
It was fun. I really loved the experience.
Inshallah, til Jannah, hai?
Inshallah.
I made her experience things that she have never even imagined in her wildest dream.
Dude, when you say
Like,
I make her
working.
experience
Oh,
all
no,
the
this is, oh my God, this is not that. No. I mean, the food wise, seeing things and being on the bike and doing things.
That's just on the surface. But
Yes.
what really made me I think attracted to him was his willpower. Even though when I heard his story, I was the one macam, oh my God, I don't think I can survive this story. But he is literally, he has no option but to survive his own story. And the fact that he's still optimistic, the fact that he's still working, he had to do modeling. Who the hell, a refugee thinking the only that's like a black and white area.
Yeah.
I feel you cannot work, you cannot do this. Everyone says all doors are closed, but you found that one industry, the modeling industry, where you can help put food on the table for your family. Yeah, so it's the willpower that counts. When there's so many doors closed to him as a refugee in Malaysia, but he found that one door that was open and he walked through it,
It's like when you are in a house that is burning, he will find that one door to save you,
yeah.
Aziza.
Like I said, like, sometimes when you are given with the least amount of resources that you have, you just have to think out of the box, be
Yeah.
creative, and just take that. And honestly, there's no other way. What like,
Yeah.
it's do or die, right? So for me, I've never really wanted to live a typical refugee life. When I say typical, basically means like you just do odd jobs, like But I wanted to leave a legacy, leave a footprint, and to say like hey, so what if you're a refugee? Doesn't mean that like you cannot dream big. Doesn't mean like you cannot do things, unconventional things, unorthodox things. I did something that what I have done right now. I have seen other refugee, like refugee guys and girls who are also doing out there. And I then whenever I speak with them and I see them, like just the other day I met one guy, like he was just telling me, you really inspired me to pursue modeling. And another guy that I met, he say, I became a DJ because I saw you doing something that none of from our refugee community would even consider. You see, this kind of things really inspires me as well. So now this guy is inspiring someone else. So I guess like the legacy goes on and on and on and on, and I guess that's the kind of life that I want to live.
And just the other day, I was reading this one book. It says that if there is no way, you just have to maneuver over that.
Yeah,
you don't just stop. You don't just quit.
No,
yeah,
you don't.
I think that's what I love about him. It's
Yeah.
like,
oh, sweet.
like he has so many hardships, but yet he has reached where he has.
Yeah.
Right now, being very well known in the modeling industry,
Right.
doing TEDx talks,
Wow.
inspiring people.
That I don't know about. Huh.
Yeah.
There's one. It's not a quote. It's actually because I've been through a lot of things last year, right? So I found this thing that stays close to my heart, and I think that is actually Prince. It says that bend as you may, but never break.
Oh,
That's
wow.
you. That's you. Yeah.
That's literally
Yeah, that's you. But for you, Prince, your girlfriend, right? Traveled all around the places, da 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 da. Have you ever felt insecure, especially when you guys are away with different time zones, different countries?
Insecure in what sense? Like, me being jealous about like, her seeing the world and stuff? Or is it like, me personally seeing her background? What kind of like an insecurity?
Both.
Well, obviously, like I said, like, I've always felt like, okay, I have someone who has that life or the perfect life that I think every refugee would dream of. And like, and I always wondered if my life would have been that perfect, would we be together? I don't think so. Like, we would just like, do different things. But the insecurity obviously is still there sometimes. I always feel like, I can do why do I not have that kind of life? Why can't I also think or like, do things that she do? But at the same time, I think if I had, like I said, like if I had that kind of life, I think like, it would have been very different.
Yeah.
So
Probably won't even be with each other.
Yeah,
Never
exactly.
know. Yeah.
Exactly.
Life happens in a
But
mysterious way.
Right now, in the beginning stage of our relationship, I felt very insecure. I'm like, damn, dating this perfect girl, like having this imperfect background, like imperfect, relation. How do I say? Being a refugee, And over the years, what I realized was that it's okay to be a refugee.
Right.
It's okay to be who I am, as long as you embrace it, as long as like you work towards the direction that you want to go. Because like honestly, being a refugee is just an excuse that I can use for the rest of my life to not be where I want to be. That would be my biggest excuse. If I want, that could be my biggest excuse.
Right.
But I don't want to use that as an excuse. I have used that excuse a lot in various episodes of my life. But then since I started dating and since I started like, being inspired, I said, I don't want to use that as an excuse. Now, what I have done, what I've achieved so far, I'm not going to tell I have achieved everything in life, but what I have achieved so far, I think through that push, through that inspiring things or like, motivating things that I have seen her doing it.
Yeah.
So, now that excuse has become a reason for me to push even harder.
That's
Not to
nice.
hold myself back, but to push myself forward, to pay forward, like,
Right.
for the upcoming generations.
It's amazing how, universe put different people in your life. It's either to shape you, it's either to bring you down, or it's either to
Yeah.
uplift you.
Exactly.
And, with meeting Aziza, it's like literally you are a
Flourishing.
different character,
Exactly.
right?
But you know, at the same time, he uplifts me too, because seeing seeing
nice.
how someone that comes from such a difficult background
Right.
still doing amazing things motivate me even more. You know, because I have an IC, I have a blue IC,
Right.
so I can, if he can do it, I can do it too.
Correct.
You know, I should be able to do it better. If not, you know.
Yeah.
So what am I doing?
You're doing a lot. You're doing amazing.
Couple's
Yeah.
choice of 2023. One word that describe you both as a strong couple.
Good job.
Yeah? What?
Let's say it together.
Wait, are we really gonna do this? Wait, sorry, what?
One word that describe you both as a strong couple.
One
Okay,
word.
wait,
huh?
together.
One,
I wanna
two,
hear-
three.
Real.
Annoying.
Wow. You see? She said all the good words and then like, all the good things about me, and then in the end,
Okay, but
she had to ruin it.
I gave up with you guys.
okay, but you say real.
Okay.
Okay, guys, before we end the session today, I want to play a fun game with the both of you. We have crew in charge. Thank you, Mercy.
Merci beaucoup.
So, this is for you, Aziza.
Bunyi.
What kind of doors? Are we?
Oh, okay. I start daripada mana play game. So before we end the session today, this is for you. Pick one marker. This is for Prince, and I would like to play a game with the both of you, like how I always play with my guests. Different game, and this game is called How Well Do You Know Your Partner? Now
Whoa.
only you both. This is for Prince. I found out that actually girls excel in this game way better. So at the end of this game, you either love each other more or you guys are gonna argue at home. I mean, later, I don't know, okay?
Yeah.
So anyway, this game, there is no right or wrong. Only you both can determine whether it is right or wrong. I am here to just read question and count score. Ready?
I think we'll both suck at this.
This is not fair. Like, we are going against each other. This is not fair. She's gonna win for sure. How is this fair?
Okay, let's go.
No worries, not right or wrong. It's just like a fun game we would like to play. Okay.
As long
Okay,
as I
I will
know.
just say my or I, right? But this is obviously for the both of you. Okay. What is his or hers favorite color?
We are so failing this.
Just write as big and then show on the screen and then move on. Just swap the peppers. Wait. I want to know about this as well because I think as friends then I know. Okay, you? Is it correct? Both of you?
Yes, that is.
Black?
Oh my god.
Okay.
No.
Prince 1,
What's yours?
Aziza 0.
What's yours?
Okay, next up we have
Just don't ask the favorite food.
what nicknames do people call you both each other?
Again?
What nicknames
Oh.
do people call him? For him, what nicknames do people call you? Let's see. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Show it. What is that? Gijot?
Gosh, you call me out again.
Jijot. Your? Yeah.
Gijot? Sini dapat namanya?
Oh my god.
Nama sekolah kah?
No, it's my family.
Oh, family. It's funny that we all have different nickname kan. My nickname is Ook.
Huh?
Ook.
Yeah, Ook. Yeah, means
like
small.
Sounds like a cave.
Dude,
Like,
don't
sounds like an
laugh.
egg.
Like a cave girl. Ook.
Ook.
It means yeah, small.
I'll call
Okay,
you Ook.
those are correct, yeah?
I'll call you Ukla from
Eh,
now
jangan
on.
lah. But those are correct, right?
Queen Ook.
Okay, she's gonna make fun of me. Okay, next question. Who in my family do I connect most with?
Oh.
Her family, or I connect, or she connect to her?
You
do you
connect your
connect?
own family,
okay,
yeah.
okay. And I have to tell about her, right?
Yeah, correct.
Oh, yeah, obviously. Okay.
See. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Shuhada.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, both are correct?
Correct?
Yeah.
ah?
I'm
Yes,
loving
correct.
it.
Where's my
Okay,
dad?
okay.
Daddy's girl.
And for you is Shu,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is your Your sister.
sister.
Your
My
sister.
sister,
Okay. Right. Next one is, if I could have any animal as a pet, what would it be?
I already finished.
I'm pretty sure Prince know what Aziza wants, and I probably already got it.
Yeah,
But-
I wrote faster than you.
Okay. Okay, they both wanted a rabbit. What's the name of the rabbit?
No, I wanted a monkey. I wanted a monkey. I told you this before.
Okay. Are you sure?
I told you this before.
Oh.
A
I
monkey
thought
that
you
looks
said
like
you were
So
the
Prince win. Okay, Aziza 0.
Oh my god.
But you wanted a monkey?
Yeah.
I've always wanted a small, cute monkey, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
that's cute.
Have you watched Pirates of the Caribbean? The small monkey,
Yeah.
the one who's always at the Captain Bubble.
Okay,
I have one friend who
Shoulders.
actually pet monkey.
Yeah.
Really?
Wearing diaper. How cute is that? Yeah.
So
Yeah,
cute.
but not all of them are tame. They are like quite aggressive.
Yeah. Depends.
So many
Yeah.
jokes right now.
Next one is, what was my first impression? What was your first impression of each other? What
wait.
do you think is his first impression of
Of
you
me?
and vice versa? Let's see.
Okay. Okay, I'll explain. Okay.
Okay, yeah, sure. Actually, you know what? I know what's her first impression of you, but
You
I'll
know?
tell you later. I'll tell you. Maybe wrong, maybe right, but at the time, okay, let's see.
1, 2, 3.
What's up with you?
They correct. They spell it correct.
Is it
I
correct?
thought she was hippie. You see, I kind of like got.
No,
I
you have to think what I thought of you.
no, I thought of you.
No, you have to guess what I thought of you.
Oh, right.
You thought I was a hippie?
Oh shoot! Oh wait, I played the. Oh
You
man,
see?
I
It's okay, it's okay,
I
it's okay.
dug my own
We'll
grave.
not. Okay, but this one. Okay, you think? Oh, she thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Why? What's with your hair at the time?
yeah. There was like everything was wrong.
It was like a lioness, like combined.
But you know, Prince, she told me this when we were started becoming friends. That so, how did you met Prince? That well, was this one? I'm not sure what scenario was it, but I remember this. Boo, he was hot as hell. Yeah, you're.
The beach picture.
Yeah.
The Tarzan picture at the beach. Remember?
So this one is correct.
So basically, I think I understood the game wrong.
Right,
I
right.
said like here hippie. Why? Because like when I saw her pictures and all, like oof. And
Right.
like I thought like if she's gonna meet me, she's gonna come prepared. But then like I saw her like as if she just came from traveling. She didn't even put down her bag. She just like came and show up to me. She was
I
wearing
didn't.
glasses, and I was like, girl, I came with this. Like my hair all swooped back. I came like
He
with
was
my,
so dressed up
like
and
I
hair.
was so dressed. I think I was dressing up something like that actually. I still remember.
wow,
yeah.
nice.
And then exactly, I used to all like button down shirt. I was like then
What was it? Okay, yeah.
Because it was my first time meeting her. Like it's so hard.
Did you like
It
her
was-
already at the time?
Yeah.
Ah,
I
okay.
liked her. Yeah, I liked her.
And you don't
already,
even care to.
She didn't even care because she knows. She knows. You see, this is the thing.
Yeah.
The girls when they when they know the guys are already into them, they just
God,
it's
that
okay.
That was
it's
so
fine.
ugly. I cannot
Yeah,
explain to
but
you.
that's still like I felt like I was already fallen for her.
It's okay. You fell in love with her
Exactly.
personality.
Exactly.
Although it would be nice actually for you to at least put on effort.
Yeah, of course, but it's okay. Even like she's effortless.
We were
Oh.
friends.
Next up, who made the first move in your relationship?
Write it. You will just write it. Okay.
3, 2, 1. Oh, okay. There's a little bit of confusion here.
You made the first move. You liked the first picture. You liked
DM
it,
me first.
but you liked the picture first. I was like, okay.
That was a catfish picture.
It wasn't a catfish picture. She always says this story of me catfishing,
Remember the picture I showed you about this hot
But
guy?
then-
Yeah.
At the he's a beach boy. He hates the beach.
No, it's not that I hate the beach. I'm not really a beach person. I love the beach.
Yeah.
But only on certain
right.
occasion, and also depends on which beach.
Yeah.
So I took this picture back in 2018, 2019, end of 2019. So I was having a shoot at I think Perhentian.
Oh.
So I was just hanging like 1,000 over there, and I just posted. I didn't even think about it so far, but then I just posted it. I got so many likes and all,
I'm
all
sure,
the comments.
yeah.
And suddenly she was one of them. Like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
who's this?
But who DM who first?
Okay, I DM now. Okay.
Ah, okay.
Fine. If that you consider first move, okay, fine.
Now you see us girl, we will not DM. We'll just like that's it.
Yeah, true.
Exactly.
Like on the
Yeah, but we like
all.
all the pictures.
Anyway, guys, it is so much fun and it's such a pleasure to have you both on the show. Before we end, is there any shout out, promotion? What is your current project that you both are currently working on? Now is the time.
Well, maybe you first.
You first, lah.
Or you first.
You first. Ladies first.
Ni sampai esok pun tak siap ni.
I guess for me, it's do follow us on Paint the World Malaysia. We just lost our Instagram, but do follow us on our new Instagram handle.
United World Academy.
It's called Paint the World MY, which stands for
That's the second one.
Malaysia.
Correct, sorry.
Paint the World MY. And if you have any donations or questions about how to help refugees in Malaysia, please DM us.
And social media handles. And girl, you're blowing up on TikTok. Come on, a little bit of shout out to your account, please.
Shout out to my account, Aziza and follow me on Instagram.
Okay, so currently Paint the World UAE. Anything to say?
Well, I would say, most importantly, support our United World Academy. We have been running for almost 2 years right now. We have 2 branches, and we really hope that by end of this year or next year, beginning of next year, we hope to open another branch. And we need your support. That's number 1. Number 2 is that if you guys need to fix your houses or to do any sort
Call
of
this hot model.
modification or demolishing or extension or build a house, hit me up. Just DM me. It's Prince7, ITSPRINCE 7.
That's your guy. And you can also pay them a visit at the branches, right? Any of
Yes.
United World Academy branches where they volunteer their time teaching all these refugee and underprivileged children now.
We are located at Jalan Ipoh and Selayang.
Everyone, thank you so much for joining Sit, Santai, and Shay. I am Viviana Alfred and hope to see you guys in the next episode. Ciao.
Woo!